The final vote in the first 10 seconds of the council session, the great hall fell deathly silent. Ambassador Jake Harrison's finger hovered above his voting console as the final tally flickered into being 218 yes votes, 13 no votes, 6 abstentions. The resolution to curtail human expansion strict limits on trade routes, research stations, and military patrols had passed. Around him, 47 alien delegations erupted in victory calls. Zelton ministers snapped their forearms together. Curven representatives clicked mandibles in triumph. Crystal-skinned Vortax chimed like wind chimes. Harrison remained seated, expression unreadable. Behind him, First Secretary Lisa Carter tapped away at her datapad, logging the results. Once the din died, Speaker Vorhack's crystalline form shimmered with authority. Ambassador Harrison, he intoned, you have heard the council's decision. Do you wish to speak? Harrison rose. His steps were measured as he approached the central dais. All eyes avian, reptilian, insectoid, mammalian, fixed on the lone human. He inhaled, feeling the weight of centuries of interstellar cooperation resting on his shoulders. Honored members of the Galactic Council, he began, voice calm but firm. You have listed many grievances against humanity, that we expand too quickly, that our traders undercut your markets, that our engineers outpace your innovations, that our soldiers train too close to your borders. You claim we cannot be trusted. With equal standing, you are entitled to your judgment. He paused, letting murmurs ripple through the hall. Then he continued, softer, but remember why we joined this council in the first place. 50 years ago, when the Void Plague threatened, every sentient world, humans shared our air-scrubbing technology. When the Centauri Union's water worlds began to fail, our farming drones taught them to grow food. Our medics marched beside yours on the front lines, saving lives in the ice wars. We asked nothing in return but friendship. Eyes shifted. A few delegates glowed uncertainly. Others stiffened. Harrison pressed on. You say we grow too fast. Yes, humanity has many children and a hunger for new worlds. But growth need not be a threat when it is guided by law, respect, and mutual benefit. You say we steal your secrets. We reproduce what we learn, yes, but then we share it back. Corvain starliners still rely on our hyperdrive matrices, and Zelthan miners owe their profits to our terrain scanners. He glanced at Speaker Vorhak. Your vote limits humanity's rights in this council. It relegates us to second-class status. We accept your decision. Harrison placed a small data crystal on the dais. This contains our full record of council service. It will be transmitted to Earth in real time. He turned to the assembly. The human delegation will depart this chamber and this council within 1 galactic week. We will honor our treaties during that time. After that, we walk away without a word. Without another glance, Harrison stepped back, gathering Carter and his aides. They left the hall in total silence. Behind them, the council resumed its celebrations, unaware that, in those final 2 words, without a word, lay a promise. That would echo across the stars. Protocol 7 in the Human Embassy's secure wing on New Geneva. Dr. Amanda Foster stared at the red, glowing alert. Protocol 7, full civilian recall. Her chest tightened. She'd helped draft this clandestine plan decades ago, for a moment just like this. If the council ever truly broke with humanity, she activated the embassy's grid. A calm female voice announced, "Attention all human transport captains and civilian vessels. Pack only essential personal effects. On your next docking cycle, set course for Earth. Compliance mandatory. Further instructions to follow." Captain Ben Rodriguez of the Starliner New Horizon was dining with his senior officers when the message arrived. He watched the holo display, blink with urgency. "Rodriguez here," he said, leaning forward. "Understood." Pack light, bring everyone home. Within hours, the order rippled through human colonies. The farming domes of New Terra, the mining rigs of Kepler 442b, the hydroponic towers of Vesta 9, the research labs of Rhea Station. Colony leaders convened emergency councils. Paul Wright, governor of New Terra, addressed his people. "Friends, Neighbors, Family Protocol 7 has commenced. We depart in 4 days. Take only photographs, treasured keepsakes, vital records, and one change of clothes. Set machines to auto-function. We leave behind our farms in alien hands. We trust you to tend them. Across the galaxy, similar scenes unfolded. On Rhea Station, Dr. Helen Brooks packed a datapad with critical research into the Myroprion. Cure. She hugged her alien protege Kira and whispered, "Finish this, if you can." Kira's eyes glistened like sapphires as she nodded. In the asteroid belt's hidden anchorages, human-built civilian ships emerged from the skies. Haulers reconfigured holds for passengers. Survey vessels swapped their sensors for life support modules. Captain Rodriguez inspected the New Horizons loading bay as families boarded engineers. Teachers, soldiers, children clutching stuffed animals. He felt a heavy pride mixed with sorrow. They were returning to a home many had not seen in years. Meanwhile, Lisa Carter oversaw the automated archive shutdown on New Geneva. Tens of thousands of human files were copied to secure drives for transfer to Earth. As data streams flickered off, the vast majority of human embassies and research centers grew eerily silent. Only the hum of automated systems remained. When the 4-day deadline arrived, over 2 million humans had boarded transports bound for Earth, alone among the exodus. Ambassador Harrison stood on the embassy's terrace, watching the departure lanes fill with white and silver ships. He felt an acute pang of loss. This was his people's exodus, and he had led it. But his gaze hardened with resolve. Earth's silence would speak louder than any protest. The great withdrawal for 14 days and nights. Human vessels wove through the galactic lanes, gathering citizens from over 500 worlds. As each ship left alien space, its captains transmitted confirmation codes back to Earth. On the receiving end, orbital docking stations around Luna and Phobos were overwhelmed with arrivals. Ships disgorged weary families, traumatized scientists, and forlorn diplomats in Luna Base's grand concourse. Senator Grace Nakamura greeted each ship with a smile and a token gift, an Earth-grown orchid. Sarah Pang, recently orphaned on Celesta IV after losing her parents in the council's vote, accepted one with trembling hands. "Thank you," she whispered, eyes bright with tears. On Earth's equatorial spaceport, Governor General Rafael Ortega oversaw the landing ramps. "Next ship," he called, voice echoing in the steel-walled hangar. Each transport brought back a slice of galactic humanity. Cobian engineers who taught hyperfusion, Martian farmers who pioneered dry soil agriculture, Luna educators who raised children in microgravity. Yet even as hugs and reunions warned the terminals, cargo bays stood empty back in alien space. Factory domes on Proxima 7 still spun harvesters under pale suns, but no human crews remained to calibrate them. Centauri Union freighters waited at orbital docks, fuel tanks full but no pilots to board. Clinics echoed with silence as medical chairs sat unused at the Galactic Council on New Geneva. The absence of the human delegation was first noted as an inconvenience. Then reports arrived. Human-operated hydroponic shipments had ceased. Interstellar. Trade in Earth-made microprocessors had halted. Joint research projects ground to a halt. The Council scrambled to fill the gaps. But each attempt faltered. Alien systems lacked the hands and habits humans had provided. Ambassador Keeler of the Vegan Confederacy raised the alarm. "Our food supply contracts are broken. The gates to the farm domes are locked, set on human security codes. Medical delegations found themselves unable to administer life-saving treatments without human oversight. And then the Centauri Union's entire shipping network stalled when route mapping I refused to function without human fine-tuned datasets on Proxima 7. The factory dome's giant assembly lines spun honorably, but no humans were left to guide the robotic welders. Automated maintenance bots churned, but critical repairs lay undone. Trade Minister Vex roamed the docking bays in disbelief. How did we not see how much we depended on them? A galaxy in shock 5 weeks after Protocol 7, the Council reconvened, this time as a crisis summit. Empty seats marked the human absence. Speaker Vorhak looked out at the anxious delegates. Friends, we face a predicament of our own making. One by one, ministers reported shortages and failures. Power plants drifting offline for lack of human-calibrated controls. Medical wards unable to decode human-encrypted patient records. Trade convoys lost in uncharted hyperspace routes. The Martian biotech firm's vaccine for the Nero plague, worked on by human doctors, was now inaccessible, and outbreaks spread through populated stations. Ambassador Keeler's voice cracked as he addressed the council. We begged them to stay. We impose limits rather than integration. Now we starve, we suffer. We thought them too aggressive. Now we see they were our shepherds. Counselor Drax of the Insectoid Collective hammered his mandibles in frustration. Trade has dropped 55%. Our commerce balance is weak. In the background gallery, Ambassador Harrison invited back as Observer watched grimly. He'd warned them, relegate humans and you banish your own lifeline. Yet his people stood firm. Would not beg. On New Terra, Paul Wright monitored the crisis via holoprojector. Farmers on dozens of worlds boarded transports to deliver critical food surpluses. In Luna's labs, Dr. Brooks remapped her prion cure data for public release offering to save millions, but only through council coordination. Back at the council, the mood shifted from panic to shame. Speaker Vorhak's crystalline tone softened. Perhaps we must ask humanity to return, not as supplicants, but as partners. Homecomings. Promise on Earth. The second wave of shuttles descended at Luna Station. This time, their cargo held alien ambassadors, trade officials, and scientists traveling to Earth for a renewal of friendship. President Lisa Hamilton greeted them personally, donning a Galaxian-style ceremonial sash. My friends, she began before a global feed. Earth walked away so we could reflect on what cooperation truly means. We have built new homes for our people, and we are ready now to build new bridges with yours. In the council hall, Ambassador Harrison returned, this time welcomed with nods rather than cheers. He stepped to the lectern and held aloft a single data crystal. Earth proposes a new framework of conditional partnerships. We will share our technology and expertise, but on terms that respect both our growth and your sovereignty. We stand not as subservients nor unrestrained conquerors, but as equals. Speaker Vorhak consulted his advisors. After a breath, he announced, the Council accepts Earth's framework. We reinstate your full rights as members. Let us move forward wiser for our silence. Back on New Terra, Paul Wright watched a broadcast of the agreement signing. He wiped away a tear as first Martian farmers and then Zelthan diplomats applauded. On Luna's observation deck, Sarah Nui and Raj Patel stood side by side, gazing at Earth's rising globe. We left in silence, Sarah mused. We returned to a galaxy that finally heard us. Raj nodded. Sometimes, silence speaks louder than words. As Earth's blue jewel reappeared over the Council's skyway, the galaxy exhaled in relief. And hope, because humanity's quiet departure had taught every world the true value of unity.